combination.
This is the point he had to take into consideration, really.
Yeah.
Just trying to go and watch that shot on the 6 once again and decide whether I fall too straight or not, what happens then.
Yeah.
Dream Challenge 2019. Самое ожидаемое событие для любителей американского пула из России. Только что Федор Горст спас нашу команду от очень опасной ситуации. И сейчас сборная России лишь в одном шаге от сборной США. Счет 8-7. По-прежнему США впереди. И только что капитаны мне раскрыли тайну следующей пары игроков. Давайте встретим сборная США. Skyler Woodward. И команда России, наш самый остро атакующий и непредсказуемый Сергей Лутскер. Это самый жаркий Dream Challenge из тех, что я помню. Продолжаем.
Number 1, Russia to break.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here. 8-7 the score line. With Serge breaking off in the first game, facing Sky Woodward. He's got a long shot on the 1. He may cannon the cue ball into the 9, so watch out. Oh, he got an awful kiss there with the cue ball and really didn't deserve that with such a nice shot on the 1 to open. So ball in hand for Skyler Woodward right off of a little bit of misfortune for Sergey Lutsker. Okay, and you can see how the balls broke. They broke very nice. Both guys have been breaking the balls very well. So a mistake could be at a premium, especially after watching the last match with so many breaking runs between Federer and Corey. Now Skyler, we saw in the doubles match, his heart rate was way up there, and now the opening game, of course, ball in hand will relax you, but his heart rate was way up there in the doubles, like I said, and now very calm, under 100. Okay, got a little straight on this 7. I mean, he's got the cue ball off the rail, so anytime the guys are off the rail and the object ball isn't near the rail, they can really manufacture a lot of things, whether it be drawing into position, forcing the ball a little bit, or accepting a long shot.
think this is perfect timing for Skyler to come out and play, really.
Oh, yeah.
1 point in front, super confident, and it's kind of just like that, like I said, that perfect timing for him to come out and to take a 2-point lead.
Yeah, well, we had commented earlier that after making a mistake, probably nobody on our team leaves it behind him better than Skyler. So after a big emotional match in the last, probably a guy, and you can see the heart rate was very calm, probably a guy that's not going to let it affect him too much. And out to a good start here at 1-0. Great statistics for him, you know, with his first year in the Dream Challenge being last year, and now pretty solid stats so far this year. Once again joined Michael and Emily in the booth.
Thoroughly enjoying my first Dream Challenge event, I must say.
Yeah, and I'll tell you one thing that helps is just how pleasant Moscow is. You know, pool, we all love pool, but when you get to come to a nice place like this as well, it really helps.
It does, definitely.
How come you were missing the previous ones, Emily? Dream Challenge, I mean?
I don't think we just really knew it was there, and it's just nice that, you know, we got in contact with Vladimir and ABN Billiards, and actually, you know, it makes so much more sense that we all work together instead of not at all as such. And so, you know, I'm ecstatic that the conversations are there, and we're sort of all working together and supporting one another, because that's what we're all in it to do.
Yeah, I agree totally. Now, he may have given up a little piece of this one ball, I'm not sure, and if he has, I don't think Serge is going to like it once this shot is over with, because not only does he have a lot of cover with the 1, he can bring the cue ball maybe behind the 8. Okay, he caught the 9. Okay, Serge has got a good kick shot here, though. If he can get in deep enough, again, this is one of them kick and stick situations. He's hitting it with a high ball, though, so I'm not sure. Okay, not a bad little play, trying to go with a high ball, and he's done really well with the cue ball and the 1.
Some early safety battle going on.
And I'm wondering, I think Skyler can get at a little edge of the 1, going right over the spot there with the cue ball, but can he really do much with it? Now, the one thing he could do is hit it with a lot of speed trying to get at the 1, and hopefully it cuts into the bottom rail, hits the side rail, maybe comes back underneath the 8, something like that. So, again, I think he has a little piece of the 1, but he feels like maybe the kick shot will offer or produce a little bit more fortune. Taking this extension here because it is so important. Serge with ball in hand may even shoot at a 1-9 combination that, all right, he's trying to elevate with a little spin. Is that right?
Kind of a Marseille shot.
Yeah, and he's hoping to get a little fortune here, and I think he's going to get it. Yes, sir. Oh. So we'll see. Maybe the jump cue here. The kick shot's not bad either. Going just on the backside of the 3. I like that better, actually. I think you have a lot of reward if you can hit it heavy. Now, the one thing is, if you don't really hit it with draw, you could glance off this one, even if you hit it heavy, and go towards the scratch. Oh, he hit it great. Hit it with a lot of draw. Now, it's going to check up and give Sky a starter on the 1. And a nice angle to come back across, maybe kind of like somewhere near the 3. I think it's a little too thin to draw up the side rail and trying to shoot that gap on the 6-7.
Yeah, like just going by the 3.
Yeah. And Skyler usually has a very good touch coming across the table. Like, he doesn't want to catch the second rail here. He wants to just float into position like that.
I suppose he is the current record holder for the famous yo-yo reel.
No, not the yo-yo. No, it's the wing shots from where he's got to run the cue ball back into the kitchen.
I see.
Yeah.
So what about the yo-yo?
I think that's still Ruslan at like 94 or something like that. Something incredible.
Come again, 94?
I think it's upper 80s or 94, 93, something like that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it is unbelievable. And you talk about a drill that really helps a lot of things. I love the yo-yo.
And
that skid. That ball skid. It kicked on him bad.
That's a chance for Sergey Lutsker.
Yeah, and it's hard to, a lot of people talk about the skids. Is it more on the person, the way they stroke the ball, or is it more on maybe some conditions?
It's probably the former.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to believe that's going to be light with the cue ball there. That's going to need to go. So he's going to be a bit thin on the 5. And that's from the deflection. He put the left spin not knowing, and he caught a little thick to the hole. But Skyler sometimes can get a hair short with the stroke. And when you get a hair short, you don't make the cue ball revolve quite as much, and it creates a little more friction. Now, it's hard to really define what really happens there. It's just kind of what you kind of learn to believe, I guess. Similar shot he missed in the doubles earlier, and he's made it. Actually, he scratched on the doubles earlier in that shot. So here we're seeing a little bit more of what we've seen from Serge with a little bit of a loose cue ball. And a big decision on the 6, because if he cuts it not only in the side or the corner, I think there's a scratch involved. If he hits a high ball here, he's okay. But if he cues downward, okay, he's all right. Oh, my. Okay. So Sky Woodward getting a chance to redeem himself. And the 8 appears to pass to both pockets. So really this is all about icing the 6 and getting the cue ball off the rail on the 7.
Just maybe trying to stay straight this time on
Yeah,
the 7.
I actually would like to have a little more angle either way if it's available, but okay, great hit there. Because if you get dead straight, you're okay, but if you get just a hair off, you might be falling forward towards the 8, on top of the 8, and if you don't have a lot of angle, it might not be easy to move over on the back side of the 8.
And right now, probably drawing all the way back to the rail.
Yes, sir.
Not that much of a draw, but like a stun draw.
Right.
Is there any special reason he powered the 8 ball in?
Well, that's just his
Just confidence?
that's just his preference, and probably a bit harder than desired just because of the setting,
And so that's 2-0.
Yes, it is.
Skyler Woodward against Serge. And Skyler actually got deep in our World Pool Masters earlier this year in March, reached the semi-finals, but unfortunately lost to Kazakis, who obviously lost in the final to David Al-Kaidi in that famous...
Yeah, long rail back on the 9.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
And I was standing on the side, and obviously, I'm not a pool player as such. I was standing there, and I think it was Kachi who was next to me. And Kazakis played this safety, and we were like, no, what's going on? Like, obviously, that late into the game, you have to kind of just go for it. And then
Usually,
obviously, David ended up taking it down, and crowd went absolutely wild.
Well, the thing about playing safe on the 9 is you're never going to get a snooker.
No.
He hit it as well as he could. He laid him froze on the back rail, put the 9 in a tough position. Now, is he going to get a kiss on the 7 and get a shot or not? Okay, so again, Serge opened with a great shot in the first game on the 1, got an awful kiss to scratch.
I like kissing off the 7 in any case.
Maybe, but it looks like to me he's got to hit it with top English to do so, and he's not going towards the 2. Look, the 2 doesn't play, the 5's in the way, so a very touchy decision here.
Well, to me it looks like the tangent line between the 1 and the 7 is pointing like maybe towards like half a diamond.
Yeah, but if you hit it with draw, it's going to go through the 7 a touch, and yeah, all right. Well, he lost. I think he's okay. He may have snookered in here on the 2. It's close.
Yeah, he did, but the jump is on and the Massey shot is on, and once again the 1 rail escape route is also there.
Well, I think Sky, if he can't see it, he'll definitely jump the ball. I think he can see it myself. I think he's got a piece of this ball where he might overcut it
Yeah, at least he is
And
staying
he's
with
just
his
elevating.
playing cue.
Yeah, he's just elevating just a sliver. So that means he's just got a sliver to go over. Great
That's
shot.
interesting to see because like recently the majority of players they take the breaker for these kinds of shots.
Well, if it's just a sliver and I have plenty of space, the object ball isn't so close, I like the full cue myself. I think you just get a little bit more consistent feel.
Even with the soft tip on?
Oh yeah, but I mean just a little bit. I mean, it's so easy to jump just a piece of that ball. Okay, now he's got an interesting decision.
Has he taken his extension, Skyler? Oh yeah, he's just taken it there.
Yeah, he could bank the 2 up table, up to the top rail, and maybe play the cue ball towards the 9. He could try to soft spin underneath that 5 and 6 with a nice touch and put the 2 on the side rail. He's got a few options, actually. I don't think you'll see him like go fully for like a kiss shot on the 9. If he does, he'll play the 2 up top.
I like the going for the 9, going for the cheese.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
I'm actually applauding right here.
Yeah, and he got the 2 in a nice position, but he totally ignored the 2. He cut the 2 all the way back into the 5-6 and said to himself, sometimes you fall on it and you keep saying to yourself, man, I like it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's something my gut keeps telling me it looks good.
Got to go for it.
Yeah, exactly.
I just love it when, players do that as such, because this is why we tune in and this is why we watch this game. And
Yeah.
Hats off to Skyler, because
Well,
what a
you
fantastic
know what,
shot.
guys? In terms of singles, Skyler Woodward is 2-0 overall, while Sergey Lutsker is 0-3. So he lost every single match he was involved in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Serge's defense, he's facing some tough players, and again, like, he's had no fortune in this match at all.
But then it's matches like this and performances like this from Skyler Woodward that just really cement his place on the Mosconi Cup this year.
Yes, indeed, and we had Johan. Okay,
Cue
so
ball down.
so in a 4-9 that is very playable with the 6 being there. The pocket is very big, so it doesn't take much for matches to turn.
Just to look at how calm Serge remains despite trailing.
Well, I think that's okay. I mean,
I think his watch is just broken, maybe. No, I'm joking.
Or his heart.
Yeah, right.
Hope not.
Well, the 2 and 3 are next to each other, and he can play a kiss shot on the 4-9 with the 6 being there, or he can play what you would prefer as the combination. I don't see him trying to run the full rack here. I think that's actually there's more chance of making a mistake doing that than playing the early combination.
Okay.
And he's falling nice where he can just stun down. Pointing at his cue kind of where he wants it.
Well, that corner pocket is pretty big for the 9.
Yes, it is.
With the help of the 6 ball.
Yeah, this one here is much harder to miss than it is to make.
Yeah, going for the combo, obviously.
Yeah, and the only way you can really is you don't want to hit it too hard and you don't want to baby it. Just a nice medium stroke, and the pocket, like you said, Michael, is I wouldn't say twice the size that it normally is, but it's a little bigger.
Driving the 4 slightly to the rail just before the 9?
I don't think so. I mean, you can. It just kind of depends on the speed you want to play. The 9's off a little more, I think so, for sure. But when it's closer to the rail, I wouldn't try to do too much. Just try and hit it solid.
I do really like Serge's presence at the table. He does still remain sort of cool and collected.
Oh, yeah.
And taking the combo there, he draws that rack.
That scratch on the break by Sky, I think, was what Serge really needed to get things going.
Yeah, definitely. So it's 3-1 to Skyler so far in this singles match.
Yeah.
And Serge with a nice smile on his face.
Yeah.
You can see there all the encouragement by Team Russia to Lutsker.
They're going to need a lot more of that in order to win this game overall. If it gets to 0-0, I'm going to go out there and start cheering on Team USA, and I'm going to sit behind them. So there's no way Team USA are going to lose tonight. I'm saying that now.
Oh, boy. All right, I'm glad you're not a full-time commentator, because that was the big curse right there. No, I'm just playing. Okay, so Serge has broke the balls well. really, like I said, bit of oh, he's changing sides. Look at here.
So why is he doing this, Jeremy?
I don't know, because he's made balls both times. Now he made a great shot.
Do you remember us mentioning him just being probably a little bit wrong with his cue ball position on the break, and right now he decides to change 3 days into the event.
Yeah, but if you dry break, right, after breaking off successfully twice, I'm going to feel a bit of a fool, right? I mean, he's gotten fortunate here, and it's going to be a tough rollout situation for Sky Wood, but still, that would have been a difficult thing for me to do. And where do you roll out from here? I mean, you can't hardly roll out to a kick that's so easy. You can't roll out. He's going to roll out to the jump. Now, the one thing about this jump is you cannot snooker yourself on both the 9 and the 8. Meaning, if you get behind the 9, that's one thing.
You know what, Jeremy? I think I just roll out maybe a foot towards the side pocket and just use the 7 as a cover.
And kick from there.
Because I think this way, if Sky was to take the shot, the risk of being snookered, I mean, for Lutsker is going to be pretty low.
True. Oh, you mean if you were Serge, you would have passed it back?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so a guy that doesn't mind a difficult jump, and it's straight on, but some 7 feet between the cue ball and the object ball. He's already made one great one. Hey. Oh, 7 ball. Wow. So again, Serge just not with much fortune so far, and a bit of luck for Sky. But he was trying to create a little luck. That's why, I mean, he was trying to make the 1, but if he mishit it, you can see the speed he hit the jump at, trying to move the balls around.
I think you have a saying, like something, luck rides with the experienced mind, or...
Yeah, well, it can. Or
something like that?
Yeah, we have one of those, or you create your own luck as well by your good play. So the way this layout is, he may have to end up playing a 3-4 combination. Okay, this is a smart play because this naturally takes him over to the good side to play the 3. Now, he may have to shoot the 3 from a little distance because I'm not so sure he can get by the 8. So he's going to have to, like you say, that little stun shot. Oh, he's going quite high on the cue ball. Is he trying to catch a piece of the 8? All right, nice shot. Gotten a little funny angle here. He's either going to elevate and draw back behind or have to go forward 2 rails and out.
I like going forward.
Yeah, that's normal.
Just once again, you could get your cue stick motion a little bit loose.
Yeah, but again, man, I'll stress it, Michael. I like to stay away. Now, he probably hit that with that's why you saw the cue ball not travel so fast. He hit it with straight high. I like to stay away from that inside English on this slick table.
Yeah, I also remember, Jeremy, like Efren Reyes being the fan of going every single rail he could.
Right.
For his cue ball position, just once again trying to hold that speed control better.
Yeah, well, you're talking about possibly the greatest that's ever played.
Yeah, he's a genius with a cue stick.
Yes, he is. Okay, so in a prime position to get on the hill with a big lead at 4-1. And the good thing here is, don't think you have to get all the way to the good side of the 8. You can shoot the 9 from where the 8's at. Using the bridge, you can chip the 8 in and run the cue ball. Don't have to take many chances here, and that's a good speed there. And you'll see him shoot the 9 from about where the 8's at.
Yeah, I suppose Sky had all of them 6 pockets for the 8 ball if he wanted.
Right, and he's going to draw the cue ball back, it appears. Maybe to the rail and out.
Just like that. Nice call, Jeremy.
Yeah, nice stroke, and that tells me he's pretty confident.
And he's going on the hill.
Okay, so that's 4-1 to Skyler Woodward, looking extremely confident and calm out there. And like we said earlier, Jeremy, just a perfect player really to just come out and try and take this point to obviously gain that further lead and to potentially go on the hill for the overall score here at the Dream Challenge.
Yes, Skyler's a funny guy, and we talk about a lot of things, and during last year, we tried to get him to slow down a little bit on some things, and he did it. And then we were watching some of the tournaments, and he had a great run at the International last year. Of course, winning the Derby, a great run in a lot of events. And I watched a ton of his matches, and I was telling him, I was like, hey, you are slowing down until the very end. He's like, well, when I got him, I just speed it up a little bit.
Yeah,
when I know I got him, I just speed it up a little bit, or not got, I think he means when he knows he's not going to make a mistake, he's ready.
For sure.
And the little guy can play, I'll tell you that.
I think he's impressive to watch, and just watching him around the table, like you said, just makes it look really easy, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, straight shooter. Johan thinks definitely the straightest shooter on our team, and hard to disagree with that. And I'll tell you, I know it's not gone his way so far in this match and the Dream Challenge overall, but Serge is a guy that's just relishing in these moments. Not sure what the issue is. It seems like there's something going on maybe with the referee.
They just needed some additional lighting,
we're
I think.
having some advertisement or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Because we are also live on the national TV, sports TV channel.
And just to add to that, it's just so fantastic to see other events that are live on TV as well. Especially in our Matchroom events, we're always live to over 150 countries worldwide, and it's just fantastic to see other events also sort of following suit. And it's just, for instance, for Team USA, just having this kind of, it's bad to say practice as such, because I don't want to,
Preparation for sure.
Yeah,
though.
exactly, preparation.
In a race to the Mosconi Cup, 26th edition.
Okay, he's gotten one down. Cue ball got a little kiss. He's got a path to go up. Look at the 9 over the side. So
Yeah,
here.
it's not going to stay until the end of the racket, that's
It
for
may
sure.
not stay much past the first one, depending on how he wants to shoot this. He can, if he feels confident, he could shoot this with inside English and go into the 7 to hold position on the 2 and accidentally make the 9 somehow. Now, most likely he's got an up and down path in between the 4 and 7, and you don't want to apply side spin from this much distance very often. So I think he's ignoring the 9, up and down. He got behind it a bit. Did he fluke the 7 in? No.
That's a big chance for Serge now.
Absolutely.
And once again, look at how composed he remains.
And I'm going to ask Skyler about that one, because with straight English, he shoots so straight, I don't expect him to get behind the ball. But if he was trying to put a little left spin, it may have deflected on him. Man, Serge is a natural shooter, and he just got down and rolled that ball in, no problem. I'll tell you something about this 4-1 right here, with Serge breaking off in the next. Skyler Woodward may only get one more opportunity to win this match, meaning Serge gets out here, he breaks and runs out, 4-3. Sky gets to break at 4-3, and Serge gets to break if it goes hill-hill.
Do you like shooting the 4-8 to 9 combo, Jeremy?
No, not really. That's not the worst thing in the world, but the 5 goes by the 7 all the way up, so there's shouldn't be many issues here. All about maintaining, Michael. Talked about that Serge shoots pretty darn straight. Little light with the cue ball, but still should be fine. That angle, he can use the rail. The only way at this level that these guys will miss this ball is overcutting it a bit.
Like we've seen before.
Yes. He hit it thick. He hit it. Okay, it got down. But that was the ultimate of using that rail.
We all know that had the cloth been a little bit worn up, no way this 5-ball would go.
Yes.
So Serge taking that rack, trailing by 4 racks to 2 against Skyler Woodward, and it will be Serge up to break next.
And actually, Jeremy, that was the very reason I was hoping for him to go for the early combo, just because I didn't like the position of that 5-ball that much.
Yeah, but I mean, I think if Serge, not only Serge is going to succeed, any of these guys in Serge's position, you got to play the rack. You know, you got to play it. How else would you have had Ruslan play it or Federer play it? You would have felt a little more confident with things,
like,
right?
take it like that. The more shots you are going to have, the more you might be prone to mistakes there.
Yes.
Because like once it might turn into a pretty long road, you know.
Yeah, but also if he shoots the 3 and travels the cue ball an extra 5 feet to get on a 4-8-9 combination, well, he could make a big mistake there too.
Yeah, true, absolutely.
I'm in two minds, you know, because obviously I want Team USA to win, but I love Serge as a player.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just think he's really impressive at the table. And how old is he?
Pretty young.
21.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
a young man.
And for him to be able to just act so cool under these kind of conditions in front of these TV cameras, I'm not sure what kind of experience he
Once
has
again,
previously.
he's got so many Euro Tour events under his belt.
Sure.
Well, now here's an interesting shot.
Push out, he called.
Oh, he's dead snookered then. Okay, he couldn't get at the one, so that's not going to be. Oh, see, he's giving up too much of the cue ball. When you roll out in these positions, you don't want to give up the bottom half of the cue ball most of the time. Now, don't get me wrong, this position, it may not be that big of a deal.
Well, maybe he was measuring this for himself in case.
Well, the
he
problem
gets
is
the
you
shot-
don't
the
get it
shot
back
return.
very often. And this is the shot I may like. He's getting it back, maybe? Extension.
Extension called.
I was
by
looking, is there a trick shot here? One, cut the 1 into the rail off the back of the 4 and slide it in off the 2? Or do you just go ahead and play the cue ball behind the 5-6? The problem with the shot clipping the 1, and if the 1 gets away from you at all, with the 2 hanging, a jump combination, even if you snooker him, is very possible. So touchy, he's got to contain the 1.
Yeah, this is not a very easy hit in terms of like a very going thin cut.
He did great with the 1, though, and that was the key to the shot. That was the key to the shot.
Lovely shot.
Here goes out the shorty for Serge.
Well, maybe, yeah. If the 3 wasn't there, I think he may kick, but you may be right here with the shorty. With the 3 ball being there, it's hard to bend the cue ball on this table, accurately at least.
With the what? Your shorty?
The jump cue.
Okay.
Your favorite, the jump cue, yeah.
I'm thinking, what are you going on about, shorty?
All right, he's going to try and bank it in. Oh, and he may have made it. Oh, man, what a good hit. So, elevated over the 2, a little funny. You got to just bury it. So, we'll see. You might say a bit of Sky Woodward's bread and butter. Some kind of shot like this under pressure, where really it's all about just making this ball. Ignore the cue ball. Great shot. Watch out.
Got the
Ooh.
point.
And that would have been unfortunate. You just
Yeah.
have to let it go. I mean, this emphasis is so much on making the ball. If you don't want to put a bunch of side spin or try to draw it or anything like that.
You don't see very often
The funny shot
cue ball
here.
going down to the side from this angle on diamond tables,
No, usually only at the worst moments, Michael.
as usual.
Yeah, he's going to carry into a snooker, and that's going to be a bad mistake there.
That was careless.
Well, a little unfortunate. You don't figure to hit it and get snookered, and he was really flat. So, but this is what I was talking about. If somehow, Skyler ends up losing this game here,
I'm not sure he has got his extension here in this wreck.
well, he's got plenty of time, I think.
10 seconds.
Yeah, but that's a lot longer than once you get to playing, you'll realize it's a bit more than you think it is. Okay, kiss shot on the 9.
Definitely.
100% because the safety is not easy. Now he can maybe the 3 goes by the 9. I don't know.
I like thinning the 3, and in case of a miss on the 9, I think you are pretty safe with the cue ball.
Are you?
In case it goes forward.
Are you really? Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe play the 3. Okay, so interesting to see with the 9 being there as well. When he comes down off the 5 to the 6 with the 7 being over on the side rail, you don't anticipate some problems, but the problems could arrive.
So we see Lusker's heart rate going higher
And he
up
got-
to the 100.
And he got a little flat here, and this is where the 9 may be a problem, because if he goes with top inside, imagine this, he comes with top inside English, and he goes 2 rails and lands on the
exactly.
rail, and the cue ball is going towards the 9, he can't get to the 7. If he decides to draw it, and say he comes 2 rails and lands flat, he may not be able to get to the 7. So this is what I was talking about. Very important position on the 5, and he surely would have wanted more angle.
Well, I say just be gentle with the cue ball on the 5, trust the stroke and the English effect.
Yeah, but I'm saying just where he's at, he doesn't have to get bad position by much. So see here now, he's got problems with the 9 ball. So now he's got to predict the collision into the 9. And that was just because of the position he got on the 5.
I think going low on the cue ball, he's pretty safe. Like
yeah, but look how close he is to the rail. Look how close he is to the rail. That means elevating.
I don't see that being any problem
Okay.
for such a sharpshooter as Serge.
I agree.
I'm going to let you two talk that out and just see what happens here.
I just think it's a bit.
Make your bet. Make your bet.
No.
It's a bit more unpredictable than we thought.
So the bank is definitely on, and he has to go for the bank, I believe.
Well, the cut's not horrible either. I mean, it's not easy, but it's very playable.
Well, from this camera, it looks
horrible. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's tough. Don't get me wrong, but you can see it's a good 2 balls above the 7.
This is scary.
Now, I would ignore the safety if I was going to go for the bank. I either play the bank.
It's
Lovely shot from Sergey.
Yeah, so momentum changing a bit here at 8-7.
Okay, so Serge takes that rack, and now only trailing by 4 racks to 3 against Skyler Woodward.
Just look how thrilled these youngsters are in the audience.
Well, they're serious pool players, those
They're
youngsters
enjoying
are.
every minute of it.
Yeah, they'll be quiet soon when Team USA
And
win.
hopefully, they are definitely looking forward to being there in the pit Sunday.
I think so. I think they're trying to consume the knowledge as well as the emotions in the arena right now. I watched those young men play yesterday for many, many hours.
You once mentioned, Jeremy, that you started pretty late. What is the proper age to start like Q Sports?
Well, I mean, and, it's different for everyone, of course, because of body size, but I would suggest, somewhere around 9 to 12 years old, I think is a good age. I don't think you have to start a whole lot earlier than that. I think you can learn plenty. Sometimes when some kids start early, they develop a little bit of technique problems.
Talking of Shademan bowling, he started at 4, I believe.
No, Billy Thorpe started. He has all right, here's that dry break I was talking about. And here's where the problems start to come about for Team USA. So we'll see if Serge can do anything with this rack, and it's there to be taken. But like Billy Thorpe, he has a video of him making balls at 2 years old.
2 years
Oh,
old?
my.
Yes.
Surely you can't even reach the table at that age.
Well, it's a shorter. I
Use a
think
Coke,
there
use a
might have
Coke
been a
box.
box, a little milk crate or something like that.
Or
Yeah.
maybe your dad like holding you up.
Yeah, and not shooting balls, making balls. So
Blimey.
okay, he's gotten the 1 down, and this is what I was talking about as far as when you don't capitalize on opportunities, sometimes things can turn. Now he's got to worry about the bump on the 3. He's going into the 3 for sure. He doesn't want it to. Oh, okay. So if he is going to get out here, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the loudest in the room had so far for the Dream Challenge.
I think so.
And now it's the quietest all of a sudden. Oh, he hit that one thick too. Man, it's kind of squeezing them in right now.
Feeling it a little bit, maybe.
Yes, sir. Or yes, ma'am. Excuse me.
Well, she's the officer.
Well,
So, yes, sir.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll take
yeah,
sir.
there you go. A little
Modern
salute.
day and age here.
Right.
Chief Operating Officer for Metro Multisport, Emily Fraser is.
Okay, you got nice on the 5, and the 6, 7, 8 is grouped in a sweet manner. So looks like heel to me. Got a little more angle there. Should be able to hold it for the 7 in the same side, I think. Okay, so very routine 8 and 9. He'll just fall behind the 9.
And
The
it's an
same
easy
pocket.
stand draw shot.
Yeah.
So Serge looking to level this up against Skyler Woodward and would be going into the final rack of this match. We are hill-hill.
Yes, and you know, guys, speaking of hill-hill situations, well, it doesn't look maybe that good for Team Russia because Skyler Woodward is 2-0 in terms of hill-hill, whereas Sergey Lutsker is 2-3 down. But I think the amount of those hill-hill matches for Lutsker shows how much of a grinder he actually is.
Well, yeah, and you know, you don't expect it to continue. You expect a little fortune at some time or another, and the most important thing, he gets to shoot first.
Yes, he is the one breaking on the hill.
Yeah. Sky,
Come on, Skyler, don't look so unhappy.
well, unhappy is one thing, but he knows, like we just talked about, that he's got to wait for his opportunity,
Yeah.
and that's the most unsettling thing.
But he's the kind of player that he will be the one that will take full advantage of any opportunity that gets given to him, won't he?
I think so.
It's getting very rowdy in here.
We will rock you.
So, Mike, you obviously don't have a great singing voice, do you?
All right, Serge to break off here. Sticking to that right side. He made a ball in the last, but
I'm loving watching Serge play, but I've never hoped for a dry break so much in my life.
Golden break.
No.
Come on.
well, that would bring the house down. Oh, I don't see anything yet. I don't see anything yet, Team Russia. What's
That's
the
a dry
4
break.
gonna do, though? What's the 4 gonna do?
What does he do here, Jeremy?
Oh man, this is a tough rollout situation. He may have to roll out to some kick on the 1, trying to maybe fluke the 3 in the corner. Very difficult to roll out to a piece of the 1 without Serge taking the shot. You're not going to roll out to an offensive shot, like an open shot of any sort, unless it's really difficult. If he rolls out over there, Sky knows he's taking the worst of it. I like him pushing out towards the 4 to where he can just kick at the side rail. And I say that's maybe silly, but if he rolls out to the side rail where he was looking, he's never getting it back. Okay, he's going to roll out to a thin piece here. That's not the worst, because you're testing what Serge knows from here under the pressure. Because anytime you roll out to just a piece of the ball like that, you know, it limits options.
Okay.
So you really have to have some good knowledge on what to do. He's gotten it back immediately, and I think he can draw the ball. I think he can get enough of the 1 to knock it around a little bit. The key here is don't try to knock it around too far. Maybe you get him up behind the 2. He went for the kiss shot. Serge is going to get a prime opportunity to steal this match and level our dream cut at 8 points apiece. Don't really see a whole lot of issues. He's got to get from the 5 to the 6, obviously. That's a little bit of work. And actually, Skyler was trying to kiss that ball off the bottom rail and then off the 3 into the corner, so taking a chance at winning. Now, this is where applying that left English is important, meaning you have to really hit it pure. You don't want to get thin on the 4. You want to get pretty heavy on the 4. And this is what I was worried about if he didn't have control of the cue ball. Right there. That's why the left English is so important right there. That way you don't get in trouble.
Obviously, a very careless shot by Serge, and this option was definitely overseen by him.
Yeah, well, that's where you can't be afraid of maximum left English on this slick table. If you just put a little bit, it really doesn't grab that much. So he's got to watch out for the foul. He's pretty fortunate that the 5 is opened by the 7, I believe. So if he comes across and gets short side, he should still have a play.
It's so easy to get that nasty curve in the cue ball being jacked up.
Oh, he should put straight English, I mean. All right, so well, it looks like probably one big shot away. Of course, he's got to get back there, but then also he can't get back there too much and fall straight maybe on the rail on the 6.
So it's currently 8-7 to Team USA overall here in the Dream Challenge. And Serge looking to take this level.
Doesn't get the draw. Watch out for the 8. Oh, he's missed it badly, and he's going to get some fortune, though. And the fortune kind of turned around as this match went. He didn't get much at the beginning,
no,
Serge didn't. Not saying that Skyler got lucky or anything, but Serge didn't have any luck. And as this match has gone on, it's kind of changed a bit.
So
that's an important thing to remember, just because that luck factor levels in the end.
Well, not always, but you have to... oh, great shot there.
Watch out the scratch.
No, yep. So there you go, as far as the misfortune again. Definitely changed. So we've got 5 ball out here. Hard to have. Wow, he came eerily close to the. Watch out for the straight in here. Watch out for the straight in. And there it is.
what do you mean?
Meaning when you don't have much angle, now it may be difficult to get close to the 7, so
Okay.
he may have a bit of a tester. He's got a great stroke, so moving the cue ball might not be that tough. Okay, he did well. And he had a bit more of an angle than the camera let on.
Do we know who's up next?
Yes, well.
Are we allowed to
Only
say?
the captains, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, my. Oh, my. Is he going to get fortunate again, though?
Don't think so.
Come on.
Well, okay. All right, so Sky's got to regroup, and that's the reason why you have to stay so positive even after mistakes or big moments.
That's a nail biter, this wreck is.
It's definitely an exciting match, I must say.
Yeah, he's left a swerve shot.
Is it just super tense for these two players out there? They're just...
Well, yeah, absolutely, and you know, like I said, it gets funny sometimes. Meaning, you know, Sky thought it was over, Serge thought it was over,
Yeah,
Serge thought it was
exactly.
over, Sky thought it was over. So, oh, he's aiming long.
Does he get the roll again?
Wow.
Wow.
You'd think 9-ball pool isn't drama. I'll tell you. That's amazing. And again, the tides turned again. Sky missed the 7, got a little fortunate. Serge made a great kick shot just to get at the 7, double kiss it in and scratched all the way up the rail.
Wow. What a match. And this is what we like to see, isn't it? So Skyler Woodward takes that 5-4 against Serge. And credit to Serge there, because he really played impressively. And so that leads Team USA 9-7 overall here in the ABN Billiards Dream Challenge. It is the first team to 10 points.
That's
Team
just
USA.
unbelievable, Emily. I was almost sure that Sergey Lutsker is going to turn this contest into a race to 2. Like making it all level at 8 apiece, but no such a chance.
Well, that could